So we're on our way up to the airport now. Maybe why don't you tell everybody a little bit about the Embark training that you've done so far?
Okay, so Embark is basically free training that Cirrus gives to any new Cirrus aircraft owner, but that's new or used. And so I didn't really know much about it until we signed up for it and got started. And in hindsight, I wish that we had done this, at least the ground part of it, before any of our flying. It was so far I've gone through. It's basically like a whole course, and it's a bunch of videos about pre-flighting, landings. I mean, just really anything and everything about Cirrus and how to operate the way they want you to safely. And so that took, what is it, like 20 hours? No.
It was like 15 or
15 hours,
20 hours
of like videos that you do online, and so it's at your own pace and at your convenience. So that was really helpful and great. And then what we're starting today is the flight portion, and they give you basically 3 days of training. So we'll be meeting with our CSIP, our certified Cirrus flight instructor.
Cirrus Standardized Instructor Pilot, I believe is what that stands for.
And our nearest guy lives like 45 minutes away, an hour away. And we're kind of starting to fight winter weather here, but hoping to get up today and get started. And I think it's going to be good stuff.
It'd be great stuff.
It's going to be super helpful.
Yeah, so I guess I'll add on to that. Building on what you said, dear, the Embark program is offered by Cirrus factory to used aircraft owners. So if you go buy a used Cirrus, you're going to get 3 days of the Embark program paid for by Cirrus.
Which is amazing.
I'm blown away by that. And like the first video I put out about this was why I bought a Cirrus. And I don't think I really made clear that one of the biggest reasons that I got okay buying a Cirrus was because of what this Embark program is and does, and the fact that the manufacturer is so willing to stand by their product that they've already sold and don't make money on. Their factories exist to produce new aircraft. So that said a lot, and it pointed to a corporate culture and a flying culture that is something that I wanted to be a part of. So we are part of it now. We're living the Cirrus life. So enjoy some of Kim's training here. I don't know how much of it we're going to put out, but I'm also going to try to put a camera on the outside of the airplane.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah, we're working on it.
I'll hook it up and you go fly. See how it goes. Over now.
Okay, so you can see kind of what the online training course looks like. It's videos that you watch, and you have quite a few of them going over different aspects. A big area that they're really getting into here is the CAPS system, and then they just go into takeoffs and landings. I mean, really, it's like a private pilot course in a lot of ways. Really put together. I mean, really well done. I'm super impressed with it. And so I've, at this point, gone through most of these already, and now we're moving on to get a workbook to do, things to fill out, and then flight lessons, which are happening today. But I'm super impressed with the online stuff.
And if you're impressed, I'm impressed.
I mean, it's so well done.
All right. I will. It's about a 40-minute drive, so I will get on the road here in a few minutes, and I will be over there.
Okay, cool. All right.
Sounds
See
good.
you in a little bit,
See you
Brian.
soon.
That's great.
Thanks.
So you can see that we're starting with our pre-flight here, and this flight ends up being almost like a 2-hour flight, and we're not going to make you guys watch the whole thing. So we're just going to kind of fast forward and really get the good intel from Greg, our CSIP.
That's the important one.
Right here.
Yeah.
Okay, avionics power switch is off.
Okay.
Bat 2 switch on. PFD is on. Avionics cooling fan, I can hear it. Volts 23 to 25, we're in the green.
Perfect.
Flap position light is out.
Let me stop you on that one there. Why are we looking for that light to be out? There's 2 electrical systems on this airplane, 2 and 1, and they have them backwards on the dashboard there on purpose because 2 is actually the essential system. Okay, 1 is the non-essential system, and the way that works, and we can after we go flying, remind me, and we'll talk about it a little bit more. They actually segregate the 2 systems. They want 2, since it's the essential system, they want that to be almost independent, okay? So they don't want 2 going back to 1, but they want 1 to be able to go to 2. So to do that, when the alternators are up and running, the number 2 alternator is running at a higher voltage. So that prevents number 1 from feeding over to it. What stops 2 from going to 1 is there's a little diode in there. And it's basically like a one-way street, okay? So to make sure that that diode is actually working or it's not broken or leaking, you check and make sure that light is off. If you ever see that flap light on with battery 2 only on, it means that diode's gone bad. Okay? So that's simply it. And that way, the next step will have you actually bring on battery 1, and that light should come on.
Okay, and if the light is on,
bad diode,
we go to maintenance.
go to maintenance, yeah. And just keep that in the back of your head that the flaps are not essential, okay? So should you ever lose your non-essential system, which has happened, you won't have flaps, okay? That's it.
Bat 1 switch on. Lights, check operations. I'm going to turn the nav, strobe, and landing light on.
We can assume that.
I usually be quiet.
Good here?
Oh, yeah. Okay. Fuel quantity, check. Fuel selector is not on the fullest tank. Alright, so it's on flaps to 100. And then oil annunciator is on. Bat 1 and bat 2 switches off. And then we get out.
Burr. Should run
You got a
hat.
couple more there. You see you got your alternate static source.
Oh, that's not out.
Nope, that's
No,
down under
down
the
there.
panel there.
Oh, that's this blue thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. That guy.
And you got a red knob down there too.
Yeah.
Yeah, so a lot of people get the static and
Oh, you're right.
alternate air source. Static is for the instruments, alternate air is for the engine. You have a manual way of actuating the alternate air. It's
Okay, and the blue knob is what?
alternate static. So that's for your instruments, like
Okay.
your static port. All it's doing is it's just opening a little it's opening a little valve in the underneath the or behind the panel there. All it's doing is it's allowing static vented air to go in for your airspeed, altimeter, your VSI. That's all it is. In case your static port out here ices over on the fuselage. Yeah, so just get it nice and lined up. Make sure your nose wheel's nice and straight. It'll make your life a lot easier.
Ready?
Yeah. There you go, walk it right up to full. Right to full. All the way. There you go, you're doing fine. Nice job. Lighten the nose just a little bit. There you go, lighter. There you go. Good, you're above 80 knots. Bring those flaps
Clear of
up.
obstacles.
There you go.
Alright, and we're just gonna head straight out.
Yeah, what we'll do is we'll once we get clear of everything here, we'll head out to the north and we'll get out of here for a bit.
Oh.
It's a little bumpy. There you go. You just have that nose just a little bit above the horizon so we can keep climbing.
Okay.
If you want, we can make a right-hand turn. We'll go that way.
Okay. Jamestown traffic 369 Close is heading out north. Do you want me to do a checklist cleanup or anything? Is it okay?
So what would you clean up?
Maybe turn the boost off.
So in the past, yes, it would have been that, but then about
5 or so years ago, they changed their guidance on it. They tell you to run the boost pump for 30 minutes after you level off and cruise.
Okay.
Is it going to kill you if you turn it off now? No.
Oh, caps
Yep.
is alive?
That's allowed, yeah. Now we're high enough where we can use it even if we lose a wing, right? Because you remember what's the earliest altitude we can use it after takeoff?
2,000?
Oh, you get even lower than that. 2,000's recommended.
Oh, I'm sorry, 600.
Yeah, 600.
And then between 600 and 2,000 's automatic pull.
Yeah, so here's the deal. If you just lose the engine above 600, go ahead and pull it, okay? If you lose a wing below about 1,100 feet, good luck. You won't have enough time. They tell you 600 straight, 1,100 if you're upside down or in some sort of unusual attitude, okay? Anything above 2,000 feet, you got time to play with it, okay? Anything below 2,000 feet, they want you to pull it. So when we get out over the lake, here's what we'll do. I just want you to, oh, nice.
Oh,
you
my
okay?
God, I hit my head.
I did too. Have you had the opportunity to kind of like ring out the airplane, just fly it and do turns, whatever, or has it been a lot of straight and level, just flying around?
Yeah, I mean, pretty straight level.
Yeah. And when we get out over the lake, hopefully it'll smooth out. We're just gonna play with it, okay? We'll do some turns. We'll maybe do some steep turns. We'll slow it down a little bit once we get out over the lake so the bumps aren't so bad. These airplanes were built to take off, maybe hand fly through the climb, and then when you level off, hit the autopilot. That's what they were built for. They're traveling machines. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, no, I loved it. The cross-country flying was so great.
Yeah.
With the autopilot, it was just so easy.
Wait, let's pull it back to like 50% power. We'll see if we can smooth out these bumps a little bit. All right. So with a faster airplane, if you are actually going to go out and do maneuvers, the whole maneuvering speed thing comes into play. It's a little more important because if we're going to do like steep turns, or if we're going to yank and bank the airplane around, what we don't want to do is break it. So that's why I always do these pretty close to maneuvering speed, which is 133 knots. And if you forget it, it's right on the panel there. It's also the same, right
here.
Yeah. It's also the same as the parachute speed. So that's less important because you can really pull that at any speed. Right, you can see the needle position.
Yeah,
so one of the tricks they have here is you got an altitude bug there. Okay. So get in the habit of using that altitude bug, especially when you're going to be flying IFR. Let's head northeast bound along the shoreline there.
So how did you just hit?
So you tap that button.
This.
Yeah, and then you can set, and it's thousands of feet. If you tap the button again, it'll give you hundreds.
Okay.
And then you actually can set it to the tens.
Okay. And so that's just highlighting.
Yeah.
I'm supposed to be at 3. I'm above it.
It gives you a little point or a bracket to point at, and it gives you an idea of how far off you are.
Right.
And again, remember, we're seeing altitudes. You can see 10 feet on that. If you can hold your altitude within 10 feet, God bless you is all I have to say.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Clearly it's not happening.
No, you're doing fine. You're doing fine. All right. So here's what I want to do next. I'd like to slow it down a little bit. All right, and I like playing a game of let's find where it stalls. Okay. Yeah, but I don't want to stall it just yet. I want you to slow it down. We're gonna do it clean. We'll do it with half flaps, and then we'll do it dirty. Okay, with full flaps. And all I'm looking for is you're gonna find the horn. You're gonna start to feel the buffet, and then at some point you'll start to feel where it's just about to break. We'll take it to the buffet. Okay, and we're just gonna fly along like that. All right, and see how they
slow flight.
Slow flight, exactly.
Okay, and
the whole purpose of this is compare what the airplane's doing and seeing it in real life and comparing it to the approach speeds that are listed on your checklist for landing. Okay?
Okay.
Do you remember what the full flaps approach speed is?
80 to 85.
Okay, and what about half flaps?
85 to 90.
There you go, and what about no flaps?
90 to 95.
Okay, so we'll take the range out of it, 80, 85, 90, just for now. Okay? Full flaps is 80, half flaps 85, 90. All right, so here's what I want you to do. We got our boost pump on, just for the sake of slowing down. Just bring your power back we'll bring it back to like 20%, okay? And I just want you to try and hold your altitude as best as you can, and we're gonna slow down. If you have to bring it back further, you can bring it back further. I just want you to take me into, let's find where the airframe starts to rumble, okay? Really what we're doing is we're trying to see how much of a margin do they build in to their approach speeds versus when the airplane actually wants to say, I'm done.
Okay.
But right now we're clean. There's our no flaps approach speed, so we'll keep slowing down and see where we get some rumble. Eventually we'll get on the backside of the power curve, and you'll have to add some power to help us.
Okay.
We're starting to lose a little bit of altitude, so just keep pulling that nose up. We still got some airspeed to trade.
Okay, so I just pushed in on the throttle.
That's
take
fine.
It back out,
no, that's okay. We're going to need that power eventually. Use some trim to help yourself, too. You don't have to work too hard. All right, we're slowing down. Bring the nose up a little bit more. We've still got ever so slight descent going on. Still no horn yet. All right, add a little more power now because we're deeper on the backside of the power curve.
I feel a little buffety, but I think that might just be the wind.
Yeah, I don't think you're wrong. I think it's just a touch.
Okay, well,
that's right. There you go.
Felt like
that's a good. Yeah, you were on the right track. So about 65 is where it decided it didn't want to play ball anymore.
Yeah.
All right, keep the speed back. Now go ahead and put a notch of flaps in. And let's do that all over again. Now let's slow up. So it was about 65, 70 is where 65 it started to fall off. 70 is probably where we would have gotten the horn. Yep. So pull the power back again. Let's slow it down some more.
So with flaps, the stall speed will be slower.
Correct. So we should be able to go slower. Okay. Yeah. So let's see how slow we can go. So there's 65. That's where it fell off last time. Let's see where it falls off this time.
Oh, I feel it vibrating.
You get a little bit of buffet there, so probably about 60 knots is where you're going to get some buffet, right?
Okay. Do you want to keep going back, I guess?
Yeah, go ahead. Let's go to full flaps this time.
Ooh.
That's okay.
That's kind of crazy looking.
It's red, but it's not doing anything, right?
Yeah.
And you're still, we're still about the same angle of attack as we were before, but we're now almost 10 knots slower.
Okay.
There's the horn. That's okay. It's not going to hurt us. So, let's go ahead and let's accelerate. You can bring it up to about 50% power.
Okay.
Go ahead and bring a notch of flaps out. Okay. So, each notch of flaps gives us about how many knots extra or slower that we can fly?
Like 5.
5 knots. Well, 80, 85, 90.
Yeah.
Okay. So the first one happened at 65, right?
Yeah.
That's 75, 80, that's 25 knots. All right, and then we got 85 and 60, it's still 25 knots. So you got a 25 knot buffer between your approach speeds and your stall speed. Pretty hefty.
Yeah, that's great.
You're not going to have any problems. You know, if anything, you're going to find that the approach speeds are too fast. Okay?
Yeah.
All right. Mind if I take the airplane for a second?
So one of the things that Greg really wanted to demonstrate to Kim here was that the airplane's stall characteristics are really benign. People will show up with a preconceived notion that the plane's, going to get into a spin or it's really going to be hard to recover or whatever, but that's not at all the case, and that's what he's going to demonstrate to us here.
And I'm not even going to bother trying to fully recover. I'm just going to recover with the stick, okay?
Right,
so all I'm doing is I'm just going to pull back, going to work its way into a stall. Stalled. See how it's all the way back? Look at what it's doing. I haven't recovered at all.
You're just losing altitude.
Just losing altitude. Now watch what happens here.
Oh.
Not stalled. It's still buffeting, but it's not crazy. Look at how much I move the stick. That's the aft stop right there. Not on the aft stop. Aft stop. Not on it. Feel how it kind of smooths out a little bit?
Yeah.
Stop. I'm like, whatever. I'm not moving anything.
Are you on your rudders?
I'm not even moving those. It's just kind of rolling its way around.
And that's the stall, not the wind or anything.
It's not the wind, it's the stall. It's the airplane naturally trying to do what it wants to do.
Oh, okay.
All right, that one we got a little carried away, but I just relaxed a little bit of back pressure. Horn's still going. We're doing 80 knots. And then all you do, that's all there is to it. See what I mean?
Yeah.
This airplane, we literally stall for, what, 1,000 feet?
Yeah.
1,500 feet? It once tried to roll over a little bit, and how did I stop it? I just relaxed the back pressure a little bit. Most of these airplanes, if you let go of it, they will fix themselves, okay? It's the same thing with the power on stall. Okay, we're down a little low so I can do this. And I promise you I'm not hot dogging. I'm just showing you that this airplane really won't kill you unless you have to force it to kill you. Here's 75% power.
Oh my god.
Lots of right rudder is what I'm using, right?
Okay, so you're on the rudder
Oh,
now.
big time.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay. This is a stall.
Okay, yeah.
Not too bad, right?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't like it. I mean,
But it didn't kill us, right?
No.
You got the airplane back.
Okay.
I'll find that pen eventually.
Okay.
So when we entered the pattern in Jamestown, okay, when you turn on the downwind, be under 120. Okay, so at least or 119, so you get the flaps out. All right. Once you get the flaps out, so from like a beam until you turn base, 100 knots. Okay. When you turn base, slow to 90, put the last notch of flaps out. Hold 90, and then when you turn final, slow to 80, 85. Okay. As far as power settings, 30 to 40% is pretty good in the downwind. Probably closer to 30 than 40. That'll keep it below 120. And then when you go to descend, about 12 inches of manifold pressure, which I believe it translates to about 15%, 15-20%.
Okay.
Okay. And then from there on out, once you turn base, you're just looking at the runway going, all right, am I high, am I low, am I fast, am I slow? Remember, pitch is airspeed, power is altitude.
Jamestown traffic, 369 Gulf is entering downwind for runway 25, Jamestown.
Alright, so try and get yourself set up where you're stabilized 80, 85. Like I said, it's a little bit trickier on a day like today with the power because of the gusts, but that's okay. And just keep
And
that
I'm
runway in
drifting.
one spot.
Yeah.
There you go.
What's that beep?
I think it's the camera.
Oh, I'm like, oh my, that's not the stall horn, right?
Yeah. This is perfect. Just hold this what you got. Don't change anything. Alright, this stick movement is perfect. And just get it a little lower to the ground. A little lower to the ground and idle. Idle. There you go. Easy does it. Just keep the stick moving. Patience. Get it a little lower to the ground. Patience. There you go. A little sideways. That's okay.
Okay.
Yeah, so we didn't kick it out at the end there. We were working on it, getting it down, and it just kind of fell out. That's okay. A little less power. We're still a little on the fast side. A little more power. Yeah, don't worry about diving for the runway. We'll make it. There you go. And I just want you to keep that nose right there for now.
Oh, really?
Yep, now go ahead and start bringing it up ever so slowly.
Okay.
Hold it right there.
Power idle, right?
There you go. Hold it right there. Hey, you're doing this all on your own. Keep holding it. Keep back, 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 back. There you go.
Okay.
Hold that stick back.
Okay.
Protect that nose.
All right, so that pitch down that you had me hold.
Yeah, I was you were doing the kind of the big dive on your own. I was just telling you to hold it there a little bit longer. Because normally you'd bring it up earlier.
I got to get comfortable with that.
Yeah.
That makes me uncomfortable, which is why I'm pulling back.
Yeah. But the rest of that, I don't know if it was the fact that I told you I was going to stop you, because you didn't do it that time. Of all the freaking times.
I felt more, I need to do it. Like, keep going, just get used to all, going as fast as we are doing everything.
No, that was good.
And the wind wasn't, maybe not as bad that time, I don't know.
I'm going to be frank with you, the touchdown was textbook.
Yeah,
It was exactly as it should have been. As the stick came to the stop, we touched down. You couldn't get any closer to the
And I've never
textbook.
done that before in this airplane.
That's exactly how you're supposed to do it.
Because it was out. I was done.
Yep, you were done, and you were done within a couple inches of the ground, so that was perfect.
Okay, mixture, lean, flaps up, boost off. Okay, I'm going to call it a day on a good landing.
That works for me.
Okay. Team Sound Traffic 3600 Golf Golf is clear of runway 25 and taxiing back to the ramp. Okay, do you have a quick flow shutdown? Where
Sure do.
Okay.
It's going to be right to left. So power to idle. And just go, it'll be mixture and to the left. And
So,
with the key.
starting with the lights and then just all the way over.
Thanks for watching, everybody.
Ready?
Really glad to have you a part of Kim's first day of Embark training. Stay tuned. Please make sure that you like and subscribe for more videos. We've been doing some flying ourselves, and I've got that recorded. We're going to be putting that out over the next couple weeks here. We've got some other really cool things coming up. This plane is going to be getting a paint job, so we're going to show a little bit about what paint scheme we've chosen and designed, and then of course we'll be recording the flight out to do to the actual paint shop. So there's a lot of cool stuff coming up. I have to say that these videos take so much effort and so many hours to thin down and record and get out there. So the only way that it's worth it is if you guys do like and subscribe to it. So please do that. Go do it now. Here's your little ding button coming in, and thanks again for watching. I almost forgot. I got to say thank you to Greg Barnhard, our CSIP, and thank you to the Cirrus Embark program for connecting us with him. He's been great. He's going to be part of a lot of these videos. So special thanks again to him. You're going to see a lot more.